Ladies and gentlemen, Gina Carano, career suicide or saving grace? We're going to be talking about her joining forces with Ben Shapiro, of all people. And of course, taking your calls. The line is open right now. Link is in the chat. So let's get right the fuck into it. Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Matt Jarbo here with whatever the hell this thing is called. I don't even know, Three Buck Theater. It's been a day. It's been a very interesting day because what we're seeing is potentially career suicide in the form of Gina Carano joining forces with Ben Shapiro, of all people, as a way to try to uncancel her. It's been a bit of a wild ride over the course of the past, God, what has it been? Almost 2 days now. And I know what a lot of you out there are going to say. You're going to say, no, you can't. No, Gina didn't do anything wrong. And she didn't do anything wrong at all. Listen, the truth of the matter is, whether or not you want to agree or disagree on the matter, Disney, Lucasfilm, the parent company of which she was technically a representative of, felt that she did. And as a result of that, they parted ways with her. It's an unfortunate situation. It's not one that I support. For some reason, people out there still like to argue that I support it, which I think is kind of funny because I'm offering more of a devil's advocate take on a number of issues, which is something I generally tend to do. I'm a bit of a contrarian, but a lot of people are like, no, Gina, no, what are you doing? Why? It's a lot of simping. We're going to talk about that as well, because there's a little bit of craziness on that front. That's kind of creepy, if I'm being honest with you, being a little on the creepy side. So let's take a quick look here while we wait for people to join up. I see people in the back room already, which is great. If you guys want to get your point in, if you want to get your point across, call on in and you can have your say. I don't want to charge anyone to talk to me, unlike some people. Yeah, that's bad. Anyway, so here's what we know. This is coming up from Deadline, okay, and they're pulling it from a Daily Wire announcement, saying that Gina Carano hits back, announces new movie project with Ben Shapiro's The Daily Wire. Says they can't cancel us if we don't let them. Well, the truth of the matter is, no one canceled Gina. No one canceled her. There's a difference in the term cancel culture is oftentimes misused by many people. It's not to say that it doesn't exist. It's just that you can't sit there and say that your own words and your own actions led to your own canceling. And I know a thing or two about that. No, she did this to herself, and then they responded. You know, they responded to that. That's the whole issue, is that there was a response to posting what she posted. And I find it funny that Shapiro, of all people, is coming to her defense. Anyway, they call it an exclusive, which is interesting because they ran it probably first on Daily Wire. It makes no sense. Anyway, saying here that less than 24 hours after her explosive ouster from the Star Wars series for incendiary social media posts, Gina Carano has hit back at her detractors and revealed a new movie project she is making with the conservative website, The Daily Wire. Gina Carano says, The Daily Wire is helping make one of my dreams to develop and produce my own film come true. I cried out and my prayer was answered. I am sending out a direct message of hope to everyone living in fear of cancellation by the totalitarian mob. I've only begun using my voice, which is now freer than ever before, and I hope it inspires others to do the same. They can't cancel us if we don't let them. Man, that's bad. Look, if she wants to have a career after this, this is not the right move. I'm just being honest with you. This is career suicide. And it has nothing to do necessarily with her teaming up with the Daily Wire, which is not going to go anywhere because they've only had one movie that they've put out. And it's been panned by critics. It's called Run, Hide, Fight. It's like Die Hard in a school. It seems kind of tone deaf if you think about it. But anyway, I haven't seen it, so I don't know if it's any good or not. I do want to, though. But in what world is this going to do well? Who's the market here? Who's the target audience? When it comes to conservative-based films, the conservative-based films have to have a market. And it's not just like, hey, like me because I'm conservative, which is what people are going to be arguing. What is your message there? Now, what does really well in this space are conservative Christian or religious films, specifically Christian or Mormon movies, do very well because of that base. And unless Shapiro is going to start producing religious-oriented content, I just don't see it being a thing. I just can't see it being a thing because you're just not going to find the right marketplace for it. Now, they've already tried this over on what is it? They tried this on the website where you can sign up to the Daily Wire. You can get a subscription to the Daily Wire for use code Gina for 25% off. They're already using her to sell subscriptions on the website. Do you not understand like how badly Gina Carano is being used right now? Like, this is exactly what I've been talking about. They're propping her up like she's the corpse that everyone's going to feast on for a while. And I don't think she realizes that she's being treated as a token. She's just going to be propped up as a token, and that's going to be it. Anyway, so this is what it says here. Carano will develop, produce, and star in the upcoming film, which the Daily Wire says it will release exclusively to its members. Exactly. They're trying to sell subscriptions to the website. They're trying to create their own streaming element, and then they're trying to make that a thing. And again, they did this with that Run, Hide, Fight movie. It came, it went. No one's talking about it. Like, you know what? Like, no one's bringing it up, and it got shitty reviews. So they need to do something that's going to be able to push membership subscriptions their way. And that they're like, well, people are canceling Disney Plus en masse, which again, I don't know. Disney just announced yesterday that 94.6 million paying customers, a little over a year, not even a year and a half, 94.6 million paying customers is what Disney Plus has. And this is what they're trying to do in order to get the Christians and the conservatives and the religious people that feel that they're being canceled for, you know, comparing their oppression to the Jews in the Nazi Germany. The fuck, all that shit, all that dumb shit. It's all dumb, you know? Now, the Daily Wire here, this is Shapiro, says that we could not be more excited to be working with Gina Carano, an incredible talent dumped by Disney and Lucasfilm for offending the authoritarian Hollywood left. This is what Daily Wire exists to do, provide an alternative not just for customers or consumers, but for creators who refuse to bow to the mob. But this isn't about having a shitty opinion, Ben, you stupid midget. This isn't about that at all. This is about her saying like masks are bad, voter fraud, all this crap that's been debunked left and right. And that's all it is. That's all they can do. It's so stupid. It's so stupid to sit there and like to even remotely try to play this. God, it's so frustrating. I shouldn't have called him a midget. That's my bad. He's a tiny person. He's a manlet though. He's so, he makes me mad. Still not the right word to use. Anyway, we're eager to bring Gina's talent to Americans who love her. We're eager to show Hollywood that if they just keep canceling those who think differently, they'll be helping us build the X-Wing to take down the Death Star. This, again, they are completely wrong on that front. They are completely wrong on that front. Not even, what? How do you sit there and say that you're the resistance when it's the exact opposite? It's not it's welcome to the empire. I mean, look at this here. Like, she shared a post comparing the current political divide in the U.S. to Nazi Germany. That is ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. This is why people are upset. This is why people are so stupid. This is why it's career suicide. When you sit there and you make those claims, and then you go to Shapiro, who is going to absolutely, back you up because he can profit off of you. This is all about profiting off of Gina. This isn't about helping Gina or pushing back against the left or pushing back against authoritarian, totalitarian, whatever. Pick one, guys. Come on, pick one. Totalitarian or is it authoritarian? You guys got to pick them because it's ridiculous. It's so stupid. All it is just it's political theater, and all they're doing is they're propping Gina Carano up in order to be able to make money off of her. And that's about it, to be honest with you. And it's not just that too. Like, there's been a few other little tidbits here that I find kind of fascinating, right? So there's an article here on Cosmic Book News, which again is about as accurate as we got this covered. And they're talking about how Pedro might now exit The Mandalorian because of this whole thing, right? And they're quoting Grace Randolph and some shit that she's saying. But then also you had yesterday Doomcock saying that Filoni and Favreau are going to be quitting the show in order to stand with Gina Carano. All of this nonsense that is in no way even remotely accurate. That is in no way going to happen. Pedro is not going to look. This is the thing. What they're using for this Pedro argument is all about The Last of Us. All right. So it's known that Pedro is not in the Mandalorian costume like 90 some odd % of the time. It's between two stunt doubles. You have the gunslinger and you have the fighter. And the gunslinger is John Wayne's nephew. And Pedro only shows up a couple times to take off his helmet, and that's really about it. And then everything else is the stunt doubles that are doing the majority of the work. He provides ADR. During season 1 of the show, during its production, guess where Pedro Pascal was? He wasn't in California filming the show. He was in New York on Broadway playing King Lear. So the way that the show has been developed, the way that the show has been created is a way that they can shoot it around Pedro Pascal and his schedule. So him putting the effort into being on camera like 90% of The Last of Us is not going to take away from him working on The Mandalorian. Never mind the fact that The Mandalorian starts up production on season 3 like next month. So this is all just, it's all just selling you nonsense. It's all just selling you nonsense. This is not, he's not exiting the show. Why would you exit one of the most popular shows on the fucking planet? Why would you do that? Why would you, people said the same thing about Gina. Why would she leave the show? Well, from my understanding, because I asked out to some people I know last night that have connections to Star Wars, just to see how much of this was accurate, how much of this was actually true or whatever. And what I had heard was that she was probably out months ago. And you read this also in the Hollywood Reporter that Aaron Couch had talked to someone at Lucasfilm, and how they had said that they wanted to fire her months ago. Because keep in mind, there had been controversy going all the way back to September is when they had the first set of controversy. And then from there, she, I learned about the pronoun thing. And then Pedro backed her up and Carl Weathers backed her up and the show came and everyone was all lovey-dovey, lovey-dovey, lovey-dovey. And then after that, she starts pushing this like voter fraud nonsense, and it's nonsense. I'm sorry, it's absolute nonsense. As she starts pushing the more about wearing masks is somehow, going to be taking away your freedoms. Which I'm sorry, you can still leave your fucking house, Gina. You can still go places. You still have to wear clothes when you leave your house. A mask is not the end of the fucking world. Like, what kind of nonsense is that to be a mask truther? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then she goes over to Parler knowing that it's all this. She's following the echo chamber because people are propping her up. And the people that are propping her up are simply using her as a way to push their agenda for the culture war. And when they're done with her, they're going to move on. When they're done with her, they're going to absolutely move on. Because, I got to bring this up because I'm sorry. This is, I like this guy, but I got to say it the same way. This is Drunk 3PO. And I do like Drunk 3PO. I have nothing against him personally. But there's a level of simping here that is getting to the point of just pure ridiculousness. And it's like an insanity. So for one, look at his thing here right off the bat. I'm a friend of Gina Carano, right? That's the first thing on his bio. I know Gina Carano. Like it's a badge of honor. I've met celebrities too, dude. I've hung out with celebrities too. I've gone drinking with celebrities too. I don't put it in my fucking Twitter bio. All right. Like, what are you trying to do? Because then he just keeps tweeting, oh, if you need any extras for that film, right? You get him, it's Gina Carano uncanceled. Welcome to the rebellion. It's not, again, completely opposite. And like, look at this. Go get him. You promised me a role in this movie, Gina. I love you, Gina. And then this guy here gives a little bit of shit to Drunk and goes, oh, I feel sorry for you. You obviously have a small wiener. How is that an argument? This is the level of intellectual fortitude you're getting from the fandom medicine, their defense, their simping defense. You don't like her? You have a small wiener. I'm like, what is this? And my favorite, though, is this one right here. This is what got my attention. So Freddie Prinze Jr. responded with a GIF that said, girl, bye. And that was it, right? And that's all it is. And he's like, do you want to slap Gina? She would snap you like a stick. This post proves you have a small wiener. If you don't know who this is, you probably don't. He's a voice actor for Lucasfilm. I'm just saying, like, this is just, it's so simping. 3PO, what are you doing, man? Like, what are you doing? It's just like, my God, man, what the fuck? This is what I'm talking about here, guys. This is what I'm talking about here. What you have is a situation where you have an actress who's clearly being misled by people. Because look, Disney, let me quickly state why I think she was outed months ago and why I think she knew she was outed months ago. because there's no way in hell that Disney would be okay with her going on to podcasts and streams with people who actively defame their company, who actively attack their employees. There's no way they'd be okay with that. And oftentimes when it comes to this kind of stuff going on, these kind of streams or whatever, they have to be pre-approved by the PR arm of the company. So that's going to have to be required so they don't give away any spoilers or things like that. It's all part of the game. It's all part of the contract. And so if Gina is going on, you know, with the fandom menace and everything else, then yeah, she was probably already out, because that's a slap in the face to her employers at the time. At least that's what we knew. So, you know, it's that whole notion. I'm just saying, it's just like, it's, you know, Emperor Dalek here said, or hold on, I lost that one. PewDiePie was right. Simps are insane. And they are. They absolutely are. Underhaven here asks, why does he keep saying small wiener? Does he have a small wiener? I don't know. It could be projection. I don't want to imply that Drunk 3PO is a small penis. I don't care. But it's such a weird thing to say. It's such a weird thing to do. We did get a super chat here from Alfonso. Says, this S is pointless. Drop it. No one is talking about the number of people that got cut from Blue Sky. Disney is a dumpster fire for damn God. Look, dude, the 450 people who got fired from Blue Sky when they shut down is ridiculous, and it's sad, and I don't like it one damn bit. Blue Sky is a good studio. They put out good products. So I don't like that at all. But the thing is, we're talking about the culture war. This is part of the culture war. So that's the whole situation. Gina's being propped up by people who are pushing elements of the culture war as a way to detract from her posting stupid and scientifically untrue and potentially harmful and dangerous things. That's the whole point. The studio, the company, has the right to not associate if they don't want to. And that becomes the whole thing. That becomes the whole thing. Hey, what's going on, Firewater? How's it going, man? So, you know, the Master, hold on. Master 13 here says, the simple truth is she works in a right to work state. Yeah, she lives in a right to work state. That's true. That's true. And it's funny, you know, so I have to wait and see what happens with that one. So anyway, look, before I go into the calls here, we got some people that are coming on in, so you guys can, get ready to line up on that one. We'll go about maybe a half hour with the calls. Look, I want the best for her. This is not the best move. This is career suicide. There's like no other way to describe it. It is straight up career suicide. And unfortunately, she's in a position where she is not getting the right information. She's not getting the right help. She's not getting any of that. What she's getting is she's getting people that are trying to use her to prop themselves up for profit. She's getting people that once she is done, once this movie comes out and it goes nowhere on Daily Wire, like, are you kidding me? Come on, man. I'm going to produce a movie with Daily Wire and think that Daily Wire is going to get, no, it's not Netflix. It's not Hulu. It's not Amazon. It's none of those, man. You know, they have to work a deal to either put this thing in theaters or to put this thing out there, you know, in some place where it's going to be profitable. Otherwise it's going to be a loss. Like, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. I feel bad. I feel bad. What advice would I give her? It's very simple, man. Look, even if she doesn't believe it, all right, it's very simple. Hollywood is full of lies regardless. So let's be fair. Let's be perfectly upfront on that one. Hollywood is full of lies. But the thing you have to consider here is this. All she's got to do is shut the fuck up. That's it. Shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Stop tweeting. Stop posting on Instagram. Stop trying to be rebellious. Stop it. Let this shit die down. Apologize. Donate some money to a pro Jewish organization, you know, a Holocaust memorial, something along those lines, and just say, you know what? I didn't say the right thing. That's it. That's all she got to say. And then shut the fuck up and then go away for a while and let it die down and then come back. The thing is, if she would have let this thing die down, I'm pretty sure Disney would have found a way to like bring her back, just like they did with James Gunn. And the stuff that James Gunn said, in those terrible jokes from back in 2012, they were abhorrent. They were terrible. And I've said terrible things too, you know, so I get it. But the thing is like, he admitted he was at fault a year before these tweets even came out. There was actually a long history of James Gunn admitting he'd been a shitty person back in the day. Right. So this isn't the same thing 100%, but they're willing to work with you if people come out and they're sympathetic, and saying that you're an idiot or saying that you made a mistake is nothing wrong with that. But the doubling down, in this case, doubling down is a bad call, man. See, Rel here says Gina is a repeat offender. I don't get the outrage over her firing. She dug her own grave. I don't disagree. I don't like it. Again, let me be abundantly clear on that. I don't like it, but that's where we find ourselves. Okay. All right. So, let's see here. Yeah, Garrick's here, right. James Gunn laid low and didn't make a peep after her being fired. Exactly. Bill Burr says incendiary things all the time. There was a huge movement to get Bill Burr removed from Mandalorian season 2. They called Mandalorian season 2 misogynistic and transphobic when not only Rosario Dawson, but Bill Burr was on there, and both of them are fine. You can have your old opinions or your old jokes or your old statements and still be fine. It's all about how you play the game. And this is like it's stubborn and people were using her. And that's the saddest thing about it. Let's see here. With DMAR says she doesn't need Hollywood. She's going to be a new symbol of real strength. She'll be forgotten in a week. This is how these cycles operate, dude. This is how these cycles operate. It's a parasite. It's a virus. It's locusts on a wheat field. They come in, they eat, they devour, they destroy. They leave nothing in their wake and they move on to the next one. You don't understand. This isn't going to be a sign of real strength. This is going to be something that's done for PR right now. 25% off code Gina at checkout on dailywire.com. They're there to sell you subscriptions, maybe even prescriptions. I don't know. I don't know what their base is, but that's all it is trying to just get money out of you. That's all it is. All right, let's get into the calls. We got a lot of people that are here. All right. What's going on? Mad Max, the Mandalorian.
Oh, this is sorry. I'm not made up. I didn't do my face. So I just got out of work.
Fine.
Daily. Come on. This is so planned. They had a grifter meeting. They basically said, double down, Gina. We'll take care of you. Listen, they could go grift and support each other for eternity, have their own platforms. I don't care. Let them do it. If they're successful, more power to them. But Daily Wire movie with Gina Carano starring, she can't act that well. It takes a really good director just to get her decent acting. I'm sorry.
Well, to be fair, I think she phoned it in on season 2 of Mando. I do.
Oh, I said that too.
Yeah,
remember were you there when I said my speculation is that I kind of already knew, or maybe they didn't give her a show, and so she was upset, so she went to the actual hate group, the Menace, to complain about it, and then that probably got her. We're never going to have her in a project again. So because the investor meeting, right? That news came out.
Well, that came, yeah. So
they kind of knew that they weren't going to have her in her own show. So she's probably upset about that. Maybe she did apologize. So I think all the Menace knew about it. And then what did she do instead of playing it cool? Just like everyone says, oh, they tried to cancel me. No, they told you to behave on social media. There's a difference.
Yeah,
because you're associated with the business. So what does she do? Doubles down, goes to the absolute worst people that are in all for hate, and doubles down. And it's so planned. I'm saying it right here. This is so planned. Ben Shapiro. Oh my goodness.
Well, it was definitely, if anything, they signed a deal in the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Because Ben came out and he, he's more or less acting as a shield for her, right? Because Ben is known for his faith, and Ben is known for, for being very much.
That's true. That's
he's very orthodox in his faith, and I have no issue with that one. But it's also like, Ben Shapiro is also the guy who's friends with Dave Rubin, who is openly gay and conservative, and he won't even go to a birthday party or an anniversary party for the gay marriage because it goes against his religion. So it's like, look, man, if you want to talk about being an ally or being a friend, no, it's all business oriented with Ben.
Hey, if the trailer looks good, a Daily Wire movie with Gina Carano, I'll go pay for it, but I doubt it. I don't know.
Well, Trip here makes a good point. It's the best option that she had. At least if she endures herself with the Breitbart crowd, she'll maintain a fan base. And that's actually pretty true. But then again, it's not 2016 anymore. It's not 2017 or even 2018
let's
anymore.
Not forget that everyone's missing because we don't really want to get to. It's hard to not get. This is entertainment. Entertainment is political now. That's why you can't. That's why it's so hard to divide the two. Why the context of when she put the tweet out is when they're criticizing Trump, and that's when they're saying that's when she made the horrible comparison that is a little bit anti-Semitic to a point where it minimalizes the struggles that Jewish people went through.
It absolutely minimized.
So if you think about the context of Trump being persecuted, because that was the timing she released the tweet, right? Oh, it's a witch hunt. I'm all over the place. I just watched the trial too while I was working.
No, it's okay. I was watching that earlier today. I get you. But the thing is, yes, she not only was pushing the pronoun issue, she was pushing and then she had that she was saved by Pablo. Pablo saved her. She's like, oh, I talked to him. He explained it to me. I'm not going to do it, but good, you do you and whatever. And then she comes out and she's like, masks don't, masks are tyranny. At a time when we're seeing this third wave come on in, and she was doing it on Instagram, she was doing it on Parler, she's doing it on Twitter. So she was doing it all over the place. And so when Parler blew up, after the election, and she went over there to say that crap over there to that echo chamber, when that got taken away, she brought it back over here. I mean, the truth of the matter is, like, you never want to compare yourself to the struggles of the Jewish people in Hollywood, like in the Holocaust, ever. Right? Like, you just never want to do it, because it's you're never going to be able to go like, oh, I was made fun of on Twitter, and someone's like, I watched my family burn to death. Mm-hmm. I feel your pain.
And now it doesn't work. What's the actor's name? The lead in Mando, Pedro.
Oh, Pedro.
Now everyone, no. But they compare it to that. It's not exactly the same. It wasn't a good comment, but there's also, guess what? That tweet that he did had all 3 flags in the Capitol. So guess what? Look at your group that you're in, and it's not just the proof's in the pudding with what's her name, that one senator that's crazy.
There's a lot of them that are crazy.
That
Graham.
That she was talking about Jewish space lasers. Marjorie Taylor.
She's not a senator. She's a representative.
Representative. So I mean, as much as they like to say, oh, it's only a small group. No, she exists. She's applauded more than the Cheney senator, who was critical.
Yeah.
This is what gets applauded in the group. So don't play dumb. Don't play dumb anymore. It's all
and that's what we're seeing.
It's not a small group. Oh, there was a few. It looked like they were people minimalized it. It looks like they were taking a stroll on the Capitol. No, the only tour was by the senators, but the night before, to show them where everything was. There was a big group. They were all there when they saw. Did people leave when they saw people entering and being violent? No, they all stood there. Majority. Well,
it's all about where you get your information from.
Yeah, but I don't see any. There was still a huge group there after the chaos started. If you're really against it, you'd leave. I'm sorry.
Well, they're not going to. It's all they want to all play the victim and stuff. That's all it is. But when it comes to this, when it comes to the things that Gina was saying, like, I mean, I'm fine with people having different opinions. I don't have a problem with that. But it's like have logic and reason behind your opinions. And when I look at Gina talking about the mask stuff and the voter fraud stuff, and it's like, she blocked me because I explained what happened in Pennsylvania with their Republican-led state legislature that changed the rules, like that voted to have the votes counted after everything else, and that was all an optics game by the Republicans to make it look like there was this massive groundswell that Trump was going to win that day. And that then hopefully forced Biden into conceding because the numbers were too overwhelming before the mail-in votes had been counted. That was the whole point. That was the whole game. And it failed because anyone who watches how things work in politics know, like, all those mail-in ballots that we've been talking about for weeks leading up to it are all going to get counted. And then you're going to see that lead just start to shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink. It was easy to see. It was easy to predict. Well, but I don't want to get into all the politics shit because that's all whatever, man.
Gina.
Yeah, I agree with Tripper. Everything is an optics game. And Street Artillery says freedom of speech is not freedom from consequences, which I agree. Bianca says masks are sort of G-slur.
No, they're not. The people protecting and saving
Look at this
lives.
Mask.
Why can
How cool is that mask?
Why can you support the blue, support military, but you don't support medical professionals saving lives? It's the same goddamn thing. It is not, Bianca. Wear a damn piece of fabric and shut the hell up. I'm so sick of that. Sorry,
I know, but look at this thing. It's like Ninja Turtles. It's like I got a Ninja Turtles mask.
Do the least thing you could do to preserve a life, and there's so much history of it working. The people that are risking their lives taking care of people that don't listen are in there and they have them on. So go tell them when they're trying to save your life that it doesn't work. You might as well not wear the mask while you're putting a tube down my throat.
And Max looks after his parents. So that's he's got his strong feelings on that one, and he's got reason to. So just to give context of why you are where you feel. But all right, hey, do you want to stick around? Or you got to take off.
I can stick around for a few minutes.
I'll bring some more people in. So we got a full panel in the back. So I'll just bring some people in.
I'm just so sick of hearing the mask thing. I'm like, seriously, it's 2020. We're still hearing the same conspiracy theories after this event that we have heard last year. I'm so sick of it. Yeah, I want the TMNT mask.
My stepmom made it for me. It's a custom. It's
That's
custom.
Cool.
Yeah. I get a lot of compliments on that when I wear it. All right.
That's a straw man. Chili and Nogada. How many masks should I wear? 3-7? Get the hell out of here. You know that there's mutations now, so 2 makes it stronger. It's not they always do the straw man like, what do you want me to do? Never leave my house, live in a basement? No. They said 2 might be better considering it's more transmissible now. Don't play stupid. You ask a dumb question, you get a dumb answer. I'm sorry, I'm going hot on your. All right. I was watching. That's why you got me right after I was watching everything. So
listen. EMG source here is you just lost this. I'm fine with that, dude. I don't care.
Sorry, is that my fault?
No. Because he says here everyone's entitled to their opinions. I don't see anything wrong with what she says, and it sends a huge message when a Jew does not find what she said offensive towards Jews. Bravo, Ben Shapiro.
That's the default answer.
Isn't that like? How many arguments though are made like where you've got like I'm not going to get into that whole argument because that's a whole can of fucking worms. But one Jewish person saying I don't agree, like I don't find it to be offensive, is not all Jewish people. And there have been plenty that have come out and said, yeah, I find that to be offensive. And there's people out there who are, so are their opinions invalidated because Ben Shapiro says it? Like one person says it becomes a shield? No. Ben coming out and making that claim, Ben coming out and saying that, and then immediately signing her to a movie deal is a business deal. It's a business transaction. He is protecting his investment. He's like, "Well, we need controversy. We need subscribers. Code, Gina at the checkout, right? 25% off. They're already marketing it. Like, what is he selling? A fucking pillow? Like, I mean, their movie
he has the My Pillow guy as his sponsor.
I'm pretty sure. Dark Side of Light says you gained a sub. Thank you, man.
Cool. Sorry. I'll be behaving. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, chat.
I'm just saying it's so stupid to like not look at this from being what it is. It's a business transaction. That's all it is. But all right, let's get some other people's opinions as well. We got Batman, Superman here. Hey, how's it going, man?
Hi, buddy. Can you hear me?
I can. Yeah. I know you've been waiting a while. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, first I wanted to thank you for not putting a paywall up to ask you questions, unlike some people.
I'm not Grace Randolph. Yeah, we can say it. It's okay.
Well, I was thinking of John Cavian.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, that too. 24 hours a day.
Don't get me wrong, man. I respect the hustle, but like, I like to talk to people, and I don't want to charge you to do it. So.
Yeah, I think I have a theory with this situation we got going on here.
All right.
Just hear me. If you remember a while back when Disney did the Star Wars show and the Marvel presentation and everything, I think that they were supposed to announce Gina in the Rangers of the New Republic show, and when she never got announced in that, Gina decided, well, I'm going to get fired anyway, so why don't I go out on a massive firework and put out the most controversial thing out there, and this is the sword I'm going to die on. I think that's what happened. What are your thoughts?
I think you're right.
I think that was a big factor. I think she knew a deal was coming because there had been rumors of a Cara Dune show for a while. Yeah. And then, what you have is a pandemic where thousands of people are dying a day. You've got a presidential election where the incumbent is claiming that everything's a fraud and that if he loses, it's rigged, but if he wins, it's normal. And then you've got a bunch of animosity and a lot of other issues. And you've got the trans situation as well as the pronoun situation, and it just became a bit of a nightmare because Fire Gina Carano wasn't just trending one time; it was trending like literally once a week for months. It would always pop up. Yeah. If she did anything, people started attacking her, wanting to get her fired. And I understand the frustration, and I'm not criticizing her for being mad. because I think she has every right to feel any way she wants to feel. But it's what you do in those situations. That's what defines it, right? Like, a couple years ago, I got mad at people harassing me constantly for months. So I flagged their videos. That came out. It was embarrassing and I was canceled for a while. So it is what it is. It's unfortunate. I paid my price on that one. She's paying her price right now, and I'm not sitting here and criticizing her for feeling. What I'm criticizing her is for not thinking ahead and for like getting caught up in the moment and being used by other people who are clearly just trying to profit.
I think she was expecting her name to be announced in one of the shows, and when she didn't, she knew eventually they're gonna announce her firing, and she decided, you know what, I'm gonna go up in a big flaming sword. And I think you and I, because you said you're half Jewish, and am I correct there? You are half.
I'm part Jewish. Yeah, it's on my dad's side. So
that makes you a minority.
I don't know.
Muslim. And that makes me a minority, but we should be careful because this stuff actually sells. This stuff actually sells. All of this stuff? Controversial.
This. Yeah, it does. I'm not going to sit there. I'm not. My frustration with that post on Gina has nothing to do with my family's history. It has everything to do with just like, don't compare your struggles to that of people in the Holocaust, man. Like that's not even like, that's a social decency thing. It's like the people that are like,
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, I'm not fighting you. I'm just in general.
We still didn't want her fired over it, but we don't want.
No, I don't want her fired.
I don't want her propped up over it either. Though.
Because that's the whole point is, and it could also be that people are trying to mount this like public defense of her to get Disney to kind of like buckle and bring her back at some point in time. And I think Disney would have brought her back at some point in time if if she just would have not said anything. That, and just like I screwed up and then she went away for a while or whatever. Like I've learned a lot because when she said the same thing about the pronouns, it kind of made that whole thing go away. People are fine with you acknowledging that you're an idiot, but it's like, just don't keep being an idiot. That's really what it boils down to.
But I just feel like Gina Carano to me now seems like a conservative pundit, not an actor. Like, what are your thoughts?
Well,
she keeps doing this.
Well, I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. Does she have a poli-sci degree at least to fall back on? She's an entertainer, man. And like entertainers, look, I've said this before, and I'll be honest with you, like I used to talk a lot about like social justice stuff or be an anti-social justice warrior. And I still don't like a lot of the shit the left does. But I said, I'm not qualified. I'm not qualified to like really offer an opinion worth giving a damn about, to be honest with you. Now, movies, I've worked in Hollywood. I've gone to film school. I've done my research. Like that's a field I have study in. I have experience in, right? But like talking about like gender studies or racial relation issues, all I can do as a person is just give my opinion. But the problem with it is though, is that because being a pundit means people listen to your opinion, they start to believe you actually know what the fuck you're talking about. And a lot of times,
no, but that's the scary thing. Believe it or not, you don't need education for this sort of stuff. Even I can go on Fox News or whatever and talk about, right-wing, really bizarre stuff and get.
Well, hold on. I do want to quickly address one thing because I see Chile Nogata is just running his mouth in the chat a little bit.
Just block him.
Well, no, because I don't have a problem with them, but I want to address a specific. Okay, he says here, how do you know she was referring to the Jews?
She put a picture up.
Let me just hold on here. Let's see here. Okay, because Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first had to make their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. So, I understand you're trying to run this really weird, like, simp defense, so to speak, but Jews are mentioned 3 times in that in that post. How is that not about the Jews? Just saying. I'm just saying.
No, it is. And we also need to remember that Disney actually fired Roseanne Barr when she said stuff about Muslims. So they have to fire this one here as well. Otherwise, it's not fair on anyone.
Well, they fired Chuck Wendig too for the other side of the argument. Like
they did.
No, not Pedro. Pedro did also delete the tweet right away. I don't think it was as severe. I don't think it was good, but I don't think it was severe as Gina's to me.
Yeah, well, according to Ronaldo here, John Campia said she was warned 3 times, and I'm sure she was. I'm sure she
Well,
was.
I mean, that's where you get to the
She was
grifters
bullied.
saying I was canceled when really it was like I couldn't follow the social media guidelines and shut my mouth. That's
Yeah.
not canceled. That's do what our business tells you. You're not the owner of the business.
Yeah, that's kind of weird to me too. It's like hey, stop it.
Yeah.
Like, can you create an alt account or something? Like, if you can't shut the fuck up, create an alt account. But the problem though is the echo chamber, right? The echo chamber is fucking addictive. It's addictive. You want people to come in and agree with you. You want them to like slather. Oh yeah, just I love you so much. And that's exactly what like the menace is doing. I mean, did you see the 3PO tweets, Max?
I saw one cancel Disney Plus.
No, he told Freddie Prinze Jr. that Freddie Prinze Jr. is a small penis.
Oh, he's gone full Jeremy.
He's full simping. It's simping. It's just absolute. It's hysterical. It's hysterical.
I mean, he might have a personal number. Do you
Scary
blame
stuff,
him? He's love stricken. He's like he might have a chance.
Yeah, I think that's maybe what it is. He might be going like, I'll move to Los Angeles and I'll be with you.
Right.
Like if that's the case, man, follow your heart, bro.
She's gonna be on park hopping. I got it. She's gonna be park hopping with 3PO.
Can I just say this
video.
actually proves what I have been saying about the tweet. She knew how controversial it was. She knew she's going to get fired, so she decided, I'm going to go down on a flaming sword. And what's the most controversial thing I can say? This is proof of it.
That's a great speculation. Batman v Superman. Something I would add to that is they probably weren't going to address it all and just phase her out. And
I think they were just going to probably phase her out. Yeah,
and she wanted to make a statement,
and it's a dumb statement. It's a dumb statement.
Now, I have one question for you guys because I don't watch Mandalorian, but does her character now have to be replaced, or is she already dead in the show, or what?
Nah.
They can figure it out.
They could just go, you know what? She's back on Navarro. She's being a thing. If they don't kill her off, then there's a likelihood of her coming back. Let's be fair. Okay. If they don't kill her off, then it's a likely idea that she's coming back in. And that's kind of how I view that one. But hey man,
recast someone else.
I don't think they're going to recast her. There's no point to recast her character. Just if they're doing Rangers of the New Republic, you just introduce a new character. You take whatever character she would have had, and you just introduce, like everyone's saying, like Lucy Lawless or Lana Parrina from Once Upon a Time. I mean, Lana and Gina look very similar, so they could do that. But I don't. They should just like 75 YBA here says they just write her out. I think so. So there's that. But all right, man, I'm gonna let you go, Batman. I got to get to a lot of other people, and but I appreciate you coming on, buddy.
Okay, bye. Take care.
All right, I'll see you. Have a good one, man.
Thanks.
All right, let's go to Resident Justice. How's it going? Oh, he may not be there.
I'm doing good, man.
Oh,
I'm
he's
looking forward to the PureFlix Kevin Sorbo starring Gina Carano movie.
Oh, is it Kevin Sorbo too?
No, well, Kevin Sorbo's a conservative. He's a hardcore conservative.
Right.
He's out there every day, like
joke.
Oh no, that you might be onto good casting there.
Well, no, but that's actually the thing is, man. Like those movies are cheap as shit to make, right? They're cheap as hell to make. And those Christian movies like God's Not Dead 2, whatever Kirk Cameron's doing with a banana, I have no idea. But those movies are cheap to make, and they make a lot of money because they play into the conservative Christian mindset. They play very well in those movies. Like when Passion of the Christ came out in 2004, you had people like churches literally renting buses, and they would bus people like 80, 100 people at a time or whatever to the theaters to go and watch Passion of the Christ. So Christians that, generally abhor violence are going by the hundreds to a theater to watch a dude just get beat to shit for 2 hours, to watch a glorified snuff film. And they gave it money. We're talking $420 million, like domestic. You know what I mean? Like the movie made absolutely bank.
Movie for a while.
Hold on. What are you bringing up here, Max?
I thought that was funny today. Someone blaming him for everything.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's
sorry.
I don't really know. That's not really on point.
But yeah, I was just gonna say that this whole thing is just absolutely hilarious to me. I mean, I love how people are celebrating this as a major win for her, going from Star Wars, one of the biggest franchises in the world, to now starring. I mean, if this makes her happy, then God bless her. If this is what she wants to do, God bless. But it is a major step down for her. I mean, I don't think that's deniable.
No, it's
hey, if it works, I'll be like, okay, good job. If she suddenly But
let's be honest though. It's not going to work. She had to work her way to get where she is. So she came off of being a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
And
she's not that
then
good of
back,
an actress either.
She's not that good of an. I don't think she's terrible, but she's not like she phoned it into Mando season 2. Like season 1, she was trying.
Well, that's why Cara
season
Dune was
2,
so good because Cara Dune was like the character for her. Like that character was written.
It was
around
made for her.
That's
right.
why she works so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny here too. So Ben Bamboo says a great character being banded about for Rangers is Iden Verso. Oh, okay. Yeah, because Janina, whatever her name is, I forget.
Great.
She had said something the other day about Iden Verso not being gone. So about some more Iden Verso on the horizon. So yeah, I think that could be something as well. Because she tested well with Star Wars fans. And the thing is, so did Gina Carano. But I have to laugh because there is that image of the fandom menace calling her a Mary Sue after the very first episode with Gina, and then here it is a year later, and they're just like, completely sucking it down. They're all sipping for her, but when she first came out in at the end of November,
it's about the politics.
It's all about the politics.
It funny? They're like, we don't want actors to tell us their politics. Okay. Is that why you like Gina?
Big Star Wars fan here says Star Wars Theory has been real quiet about this. Really, I don't watch him. I don't follow him. I don't find him to be that interesting.
He's not a very political person, at least on his main channel.
No, but he's going to come out like, but Pablo Hidalgo, 5 words from behind a privated account, and the end of the world is happening to Star Wars Theory. 5 words. Don't you know how persecuted he is? Why isn't he saying something? He was on the streams with 3PO and Griggs and and then I think even Gina. Wasn't he part of that whole thing? I'm pretty sure he was part of that whole thing.
A private account, that's baloney. If they should.
And that's the thing. There's hypocrisy here across the damn board. It's just nothing but being hypocrites.
Yeah. Well, Matt, I don't know if you saw, but like they're really going after Star Wars Explained lately. The fandom menace.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is, his response was expected.
Yeah. Well, it's just
hold on. The Power Bunny
with that Star Wars girl about it.
Oh, she's an idiot. She's an idiot. She's so anti SJW that when Mecha Random was threatening to sue me because she didn't watch Black Panther and I made fun of her for trying to talk shit about the movie. That Star Wars girl was like, "Why are you sexist against women?" And it's like, what? I'm sorry. I thought you were an anti-SJW, but what you're saying right now is SJW tactics. So what is it? Again, it's all hypocrisy. They don't care. But the Power Bunny asked if I've seen Run, Hide, Fight. I haven't. I want to. But the thing is, though, they're not making conservative Christian movies. They didn't make that movie either. That movie was actually shot in 2019, or I think in early 2020, and it premiered at some festivals, and Daily Wire produced, or they acquired it. So when they say that we produced this movie, they produced a check to buy the movie. That's all it was. So they bought it because of the concept. They bought it because they wanted to sell it to their audience of, gun-toting morons. And that's it. That's all it is. But coming up, they're going to realize that there's a lot more money in religion than trying to mimic Die Hard in a fucking high school.
Yeah.
So, there's that one.
We talked about this, but it's a vocal minority, but she will probably make money off of them. I mean, look at Kevin Sorbo. Yeah. That guy does not work in mainstream Hollywood anymore, but he does make money. She'll be fine.
Oh, he's got a cameo.
They'll pay it, but it's just to prove a point. It's not like you can't really say the quality of the product. Like look at Comicsgate. People just pay that. That's like they were some artists that also couldn't keep their mouth shut on internet and got like phased out of their jobs at DC. But the quality is not really that. Some of it's good, but not all of it. It's
what it is
they just keep pumping it up to try to prove a point. You could just keep paying for your own stuff all you want. It's just
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with the way Comicsgate operates. I mean, I think a lot of those guys treat their GoFundMes like fucking piggy banks or whatever.
Way overblown prices.
Yeah,
just to prove points.
But the thing is, here's the thing with that. I'm not against it. So if Gina Carano and Daily Wire are going to make a movie and they're going to be able to get people to pay the money to do it, I don't even let me look this up here. What does a Daily Wire?
If it's a good trailer and it gets some good reviews, I'd pay for it too. But I'm not going to.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. I'm going to be very interested to see if Fandom Menace even actually promotes that movie when it finally comes out.
Oh, of course
if they're really all about this, will they stick to their guns and actually like support Gina, or are they just going to throw it to the wind?
We'll
when
watch
the
their
story comes out
reviews.
around the same time?
Talk about chills. Whew.
So apparently for the Daily Wire, you can get a couple different things. So you can get the Reader's Pass, which is $4 a month, billed annually. So was that $48 a year? And that's you get the mobile only app. You get to read their articles without ads, and you get to enjoy their op-eds. So that's just your basic. Then you get the Insider,
Wow,
which is
what a great
$12
deal.
a month, which is you get their Apple TV and Roku apps. Watch all of their shows, including an additional hour of the Ben Shapiro. And then our iconic leftist tears Tumblr, which is funny because that is like when you talk about leftist tears, that means cum, by the way. When you say you're drinking someone's tears, it means cum. So they're drinking leftist cum. You know, it's nutritional, I guess. Not vegan, that's for certain. Anyway, and then that's $12 a month. And then you can get the All Access, which is $20 a month. And then you get to join special writers and guests for discussions and participate in their All Access Live and hang out. And then you get a second leftist tears Tumblr. So think of it like this. There for the Insider and the All Access is when you're going to be able probably to watch the movie. So in order for you, let's say right now you are a Gina Carano fan and you are outraged and you're outraged and you want to go watch this movie. You want to go support her. You go to Daily Wire and you pay $12 a month. So what is that a year? That's $144 a year. When is the movie going to be coming out? Most likely
Delayed.
most likely 2022, right?
That's how these grifts work. Oh, we had a setback. It's another year.
Maybe,
So
but they're going to keep milking you for milking you for money a month. Okay. Apparently Geeks and Gamers said he's already going to. Of course he is.
Oh, of course he
was out there. Of course he's there. He believes like she does. He was out there pushing voter fraud nonsense until it got to be a little bit too hot in the kitchen.
And Jeremy's probably the greatest grifter of them all. So
using QAnon devil horns on Tom Hanks, he did all that shit.
Yeah. So it's great. Izzy here. Thank you for the compliment. So I'm grateful for you. We need people who speak facts. It's called reading, but thank you.
Well, that's but
it's
like these people are so brainwashed. They just ignore the facts, man. I don't know. It's just crazy.
All right. Well, I'm gonna bring in I'm gonna let you go, Resident. Get to some more people, and then
And I'm looking forward to that Hawkeye show. She's got Steinfeld there on the picture.
Yes, I'm excited. But yeah, thank you for having me, man. I enjoyed being on.
I appreciate it, man. 75YBA here says, remember stealing Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I'll admit, I thought the controversy was. I think I don't remember if it was, but I do like the concept.
They finally reprinted it.
Okay. I will say though, as much as I think World Class Bullshitters is just a piece of shit, I thought the concept was cool.
They're telling you what they are. They really are.
Yeah. No, I thought the concept was cool. Yeah. I like the concept for stealing Solo. Yeah. I did. I really did actually. I do want to read it actually. I thought the concept was pretty cool. So again, separate the art from the artist. I have no problem reading the comic of a person I vehemently despise, but because I like the concept. That's how you got to do it. But all right. Well, thanks a lot, Resident Justice. We'll talk again soon. All right, buddy.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Okay, so Firewater.
Oh, right. I was just thinking of you.
Yeah.
Hey, how you guys doing? I just wrapped work for the day, thank God. But I just with Gina, I mean, I said it all on Twitter. Basically, it's that another angle is if I'm that drunk 3PO guy and I cost my friend millions of dollars, I would not be able to sleep at night. I would feel absolutely awful.
I think they all kind of knew, though.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was already after the fact, but I would be, absolutely, like that. That would not sit well with me. And
I don't know if that's the case or not. You know what I mean? Like
I
don't
think they
know.
all had a grift meeting and like, how can we capitalize on this? And then when it happens, act shocked. Oh my God, they fired her.
To be fair to Drunk, because I do like Drunk. I do. Yeah. I think he's a nice guy. I got nothing against him. Yeah. He's simping hard. I'm gonna make fun of him for it. But I do think he's a nice guy. I think he does a lot of good charity work. So I just, again, making that abundantly clear. I think that's fair. I think that's where we are with that thing. But it's also, I mean, like she, the thing is, look, I guarantee you the fandom menace is known. I think if you want my honest opinion, I think Gina probably sought them out, right? I think she sought them out and she realized she knows who they are because we know that JJ knew who they were, which means that Kathy knew who they were. And you know that John and Dave knew who they are. And you know that Ryan knows who they are. So, all these people are going to be, they're aware of who the Fandom Menace are. The fact that you've got one of the stars of the show going to them who have called the Lucasfilm employees terrible names and all this shit all the time. You can kind of see where things could potentially go wrong. And again, I think she knew she was on her way out and she wanted to seal the deal.
Profit off it, capitalize on it.
To answer Cinemation X's question, I'm assuming that she was still good to go with Mando and perhaps Rangers of the Republic before these tweets. So I don't. Let me ask you a question, Matt. Do you think that if she doesn't, let's say she doesn't make this Instagram post, do you think she's still in Mando season 3?
Yeah.
And even with appearing with the Fandom Menace. She did that stream before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a tough one, to be honest with you. That's a very tough one. And it has a lot to do with the fact that they are enemies of Lucasfilm. Let's be fair. And they've said a lot of terrible things. And, all the, Kathy Kennedy is fired all the time, all that nonsense. The retcon of the sequel. Well, yeah.
Oh,
but
wait,
also,
she got a 3-year extension.
Yeah, well, that's up this year. So we'll have to see how that goes.
I don't know. This is all just fan fiction anyways. Nobody fucking takes us seriously.
Yeah. I know. It's all fan fiction. It's all not real. It's
sorry
all,
if I cursed. I don't know if you know my bad.
No, I don't give a shit.
Okay, cool.
I don't care. These streams don't make a lot of money anyway, except for super chat donations. That's where it comes into play. But no, I really think that she probably would have been fine. Even going on there, I think if it would have been like surface level, it would have been okay. But that might have also been like the last step that she was hoping was gonna force their hand. You know what I mean? Like because all the mask stuff, all the pronoun stuff, everything else was one thing.
Well, pronoun stuff got resolved, it looked like.
It got resolved. Yeah, it got resolved.
And I thought her response was reasonable and decent. I said, okay, that was good of her.
But maybe, I covered that the other day and I thought it was perfectly fine. So I think the way that I look at it is she probably, and I said this on Twitter last week and people are giving me shit for it. I'm like, I think she wants to get fired. I think she wants to get fired, and going on there and talking with like 3PO and those guys, enemies of Lucasfilm is probably going to be like the last straw. I don't even think really like, because they said her social media behavior. They didn't specify that it exactly was that Instagram post. She didn't specify that it was that. So it's possible that it's that it could have gone. It could have been that, but they're kind of framing it around that particular like that because there was a big enough backlash for that post. That is what prompted it. Because once you start going into the anti-Semitic route, you ain't coming out on top. You just never.
Yeah, especially because the owner of her talent agency, I believe, is Jewish. The CEO of the former talent
of UTA. Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, and this is not, how many people in Hollywood are Jewish?
Yeah.
I mean, and that is not like a dig at anything or whatever.
No, it's just observing facts. There are a lot of Jewish
on Jewish holidays in Hollywood. No everything shuts down. There's no traffic. I'm not even making that up. LA has some of the worst traffic in the world, but on Jewish holidays,
I agree with you.
There's no traffic. Like you think like it's weird, but I mean, you can't park next to a synagogue. I'll tell you that much. And that's fine. That's good. I have no issue with that, but like that is the reality of the world, and her going and making a kind of a dig about that is just that's clearly what did it. So, let's see here. Okay. Mick Kwan here says Nerdrotic and Quartering are also supporting her. Well, of course they are. It's the culture war. Nerdrotic is, I've heard him say that he doesn't care about a lot except for the culture war, especially with Doctor Who. We know that Doomcock doesn't care about anything other than the culture war, as evidenced by his BitChute personality. And, you've got like all of these, the Quartering just will literally attack whatever fan base he can attack. And then he'll go, oh, but I'm the victim, and that's what these guys do. That's all these guys do is they don't actually create anything. They don't offer anything. At least, you know what, man, listen, as much as I don't like world-class bullshitters, he at least created a comic, Oh,
man.
Did he?
Yeah, he
hey,
did.
Listen, you can call it a success or not, but it's still something that was tangible.
Well, he actually ripped off backers. He never signed the copies from what I gather, and no T-shirts or hats were ever delivered to those people.
Above industry standards.
Above industry standards. Holy.
Okay, so Mr. H Reviews and Tom from Midnight's Edge stand with her. Of course they do. Of course they do. I was Andre was talking about it, saying this whole thing with Carano was a watershed moment, and I'm like, for what? And he's like, oh, I'm doing an editorial. And I'm like, okay, we should debate this because I think I'm going to disagree with you. And he's like, no, but I have an editorial.
Yeah. They don't want to hear it.
They don't want it. They don't want it. That's the thing with this point now. It's gotten to the point with that entire group of people that they don't want to listen to anything.
Right. I lit up
outside.
Jeremy on that one stream, and he hasn't come back for seconds. He did 2 common grounds. I couldn't attend the first one. I had a family medical emergency I needed to attend to.
As much as I don't like Jeremy, I would talk with him anytime.
God bless you. I would too. I just don't think he wants to talk to me because I called him out on a lot of stuff.
No, the last time we had a conversation, I angered him pretty heavily. I found his trigger, and I know how to use it. The whole point of it is you use it when you want to get a point across, that you need to get a point across in order to have a conversation. Because a lot of it is just double speak, and it's backtracking, it's backpedaling, it's spinning. You know what? It's all political, and that's all it is. But hey, so we still got people that are coming on that are still here. Firewater, if you want to hang out for a few, we'll just bring in in some people kind of making. All right. YouTube made great again. What's going on, man?
Nothing, Matt. I just want to say I think this whole Gina Carano thing, I think it's partisan, and I don't mean in the sense of like if you go to the right, they say, "Oh, she's innocent. What she did is completely, it's not bad. Whatever, she shouldn't have been fired. All this other stuff." Which I still think she shouldn't have been fired. I actually agree with them on that. But then you go to the left side, and the left side's like, what she said, she was abhorrent. She should have been fired forever ago. Like, get rid of her. Like, it depends on who you're talking to. It doesn't matter.
Somewhere in the middle.
There's no ever middle ground anymore. But there is some agreement that everybody pretty much agrees she shouldn't have been fired, except the crazies on each side. They're not talking to them.
I would argue that this stream has been middle ground because it's critical, but at no point have I called for her termination. At no point have I said she should be fired. I have actually publicly stated that on multiple occasions. I think what she said was stupid, and that's where I'm leaving it. But it's her continued actions doubling down.
I'm more on the camp of, I don't get it. I don't get why people are so pissed. I'm one of those. See, I'm a huge history buff, and I don't think stating history should be like the comparison part. I can get why people are pissed about the comparison part, but what she said about what happened with the Jews and Nazi, that actually happened. And I think the people that are I think it's more people are getting offended that she brought up the history. Like, you can't just forget history. I forgot who said the quote, but you forget your history, you're doomed to repeat it. And I don't like that people are trying to forget that the Holocaust and the shit that led up to the Holocaust happened. Like they remember the part, they remember the concentration camp part, but they don't remember the thing that we got to a point where that actually happened. I don't like the erosion of history, I think is the best way I could put it.
So you think she made a bad analogy?
Exactly.
Okay.
I agree with the history part of it, but I also don't agree with the comparing yourself to the thing. I do understand. I understand what she was saying. I don't agree with how she said it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
fine. That's fine. And the thing is, you don't have to agree with anything. I mean, that's your opinion. That's how she could even sit there and make the same comment.
I also want to just say I agree with all you guys. I can't stand, and I don't think that I don't like calling the Phantom Menace because there's people in the Phantom Menace that are, they're crazies, but they're just passionate about the hobby. What Jeremy and other Jeremy, finding about two crazy, grifter Jeremys they're right-leaning grifters. They are the Polygon and the Kotaku of the right.
Yeah.
That's all they are. That's all they ever are. And if you are expecting more, that's on you at that point. You know what they are. Either watch them or don't watch them. I'm not gonna lie. I catch a quartering video once in a while because I think it's funny to watch. It's like his
I think I helped you with that, Matt.
overreactions. The overreactions he gives is just hilarious to me. To where he's like, so Gina got fired, and like he sounds like such an emo fucking hipster douchebag, like. And
well, and the thing is, what they do is people, they resonate with that, right? Because he comes at it from the extreme because the extreme is how he keeps pushing the envelope, and that's what people respond with. So it's like you get more reaction if you go like, if you're yelling and you're screaming Alex Jones, right? You're doing that. People pay attention because you're animated and you're emoting, and that's something that they're not used to seeing as often in their life, so they respond to it well. The problem though is that the information that those people are generally spouting is nonsense. And there's a great comment here I saw from Dana Child. Says Kathleen Kennedy could ask the fandom menace exactly what Star Wars they want, then make exactly that, and they would still complain.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't that what the Rise of Skywalker was supposed to be? It had all the fan service, all the fanfare. It basically Luke reneged The Last Jedi, and the fandom menace and the critics actually agreed on that one. Fancy that. But they both didn't like it.
But I also don't think we should I get what you're saying, man. Is like she needs to learn how the game is played. But I also don't think we should be criticizing her for going to these smaller YouTube channels, because isn't that what you kind of want? You want
no, it's not. No one's criticizing her for going. It's who she's going to. That's not about go. She was like, if she would have gone to, I don't know, like Campia or something, or Star Wars, Star Wars Theory or Star Wars Explained or whatever to talk about it. People that are active Star Wars fans being the key word. People who would support the work being the key word. That's a different thing. Going to people who have made it their mission to become a thorn in the side of everything Lucasfilm does. And to say abhorrently terrible things about them over the span of the last couple years, that is, a company is not going to respond well to that. It's like if you were a spokesperson for Pizza Hut and you were caught eating at a Domino's, you're going to be in some serious shit because the optics are terrible.
Well, here's my question to this: Can she plead ignorance?
That's the thing. She should.
Think about it. Like in this aspect. She doesn't watch. Maybe she doesn't watch all their videos and shit. Maybe she just saw the one where they're like, Gina Carano is freaking awesome, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go talk to these people." I'm just saying.
Well, at this point, she now knows who they are.
I get it at this point, but I'm saying when this first she started talking to him. I think it's. I think people need to give her a little more benefit of the doubt, because at the end of the day, she's still a celebrity, and let's be fair, a lot of celebrities are dumb as fuck.
They are, but I'll agree with you except for one point. Okay, if she was warned 3 times, which is what we're being told, that she was warned 3 times, and she still continues to do it, then you can no longer feign.
Yeah, what's going to be different on the 4th, 5th, and 6th time?
Yeah, you can't feign ignorance.
I think it is. I think it's a leafy. I think it's I'm going to do it and keep doing it, and I'm just going to go out with the double middle fingers down the end of the hill. Yeah. I think that's what she did. I think she did it on purpose to be like, I'm going to go out like the cool kid. Fuck all you. Woo! I actually think what
and she,
happened.
And she's burning her career like the Hindenburg in the process. So,
she just cost herself probably tens of millions of dollars. If Rangers of the Republic was successful, there could have been movie deals, merchandise, all that stuff.
But
God bless her. I wouldn't be able to. I would not be able to stomach that.
There's so many actors that have maybe not in this style, but just vanished off the face of the earth when it came to fucking thing. Maybe she wants to just do this shit, be an activist, and then just fucking leave.
But then, but then she signed on with Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, that basically.
No, that blows your. If she would have gone away and been like, "I'm going to go and find,"
by the way,
I don't know.
By the way, I don't believe this. I just want to. I'm trying to give benefit.
Okay. Okay. I see. You're running a hypothetical. All right. Yeah. No, I get you. I get what you're trying to say. But her actions of signing with Ben Shapiro and then her saying they are allowing me to do my dream of producing and starring in a movie. You could get financing and funding. Steven Soderbergh cast you in Haywire in 2006. That was a no budget movie where you were the star because
she was in Deadpool.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about
Yeah, I know.
Deadpool, yeah, but what I mean is she's also in Fast and Furious 6 before Deadpool. The whole idea here, though, is that she started her career in movies doing lower budgeted stuff. She started off from the ground up using her popularity as a UFC fighter for action movies because she can do the stunts and do the work. And then she was able to move up from there to the pinnacle of fucking franchises, which is Star Wars, where, like, I agree with Firewater. If she would have played her cards right and Rangers of the New Republic would have done well, that could have been movie deals, merchandising deals, sponsorship offers. We're talking like
convention appearances, sign your shit.
money,
and she's good with fans. I'll give her that.
So, and fans like her, and that's great. But it's like, but business speaking is just she fucked it all up.
I predict the movie will be a year late, and they're gonna be all crowdfunded.
Sorry, I was wrong. I thought 2006 or 2011. My bad.
I mean, I could give a crap towards that shit. If people want to pay money, people are going to pay money. People who put into money like they'll put into money to this movie if it's crowdfunded. Are the same people that put money to comics. They're not paying for the comic. They're paying for the idea that they're supporting something. They could give 2 licks of shit if they get their product. They more just like the idea that I'm supporting this cause or I'm doing this, and they're doing jack shit. All they're doing is paying a grifter. If half the people that are campaigning for this cancel Disney Plus shit put their mind to like something like life changing, we'd have so much. You could actually get something done. I get so mad with these fake, I'm supporting this and woo, I'm standing up for this, and all you're doing is throwing money down the drain and effort and time down the drain. You're doing nothing. All you're doing is feeding a beast. And
that's my main contention with the Phantom Menace YouTubers, is that they position impossible problems for their audiences. They can get angry about it all day, and it will not generate a solution for it.
Well, one thing I gotta say though is, like I said, I'm around the center. I'm not canceling my Disney Plus. I enjoy Disney Plus.
I like WandaVision. I'm not canceling it. I want to see Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I've already watched. I've watched last night's
for the year. I'm not going to
WandaVision.
cancel it. Even if I wanted to cancel it, it doesn't matter. I paid for the year in November. I'm not canceling mine because I don't watch it even for The Mandalorian. I'm going to be honest. I thought the fucking first season sucked. I thought it took too long to get to the good stuff. I get why people like it. It's that whole maturity, slow pace, action. Like it's a good Western. I thought it sucked. I thought the first season sucked. I thought it wasn't good till like the last 2 episodes of the first season. I like the second season. I look forward to the third season if it happens. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. But I'm more watch Disney
it's
Plus.
going into production like next month, so we gotta it's going to be happening pretty soon. Real quick though, man, I'm gonna let you go. I got about I got less than 15 minutes until my kids get up. I got to get going pretty quick. All right. So I'm just gonna breeze through the last couple of people. Thanks a lot for coming in, man. Appreciate it. All right, real quick though. I did want to address this. Shiftygism here says, to be fair, the Phantom Menace raises a lot of money for charity. That is true. However, that does not stop you from being criticized. And that does not stop you from being called out for the things that happen when you're not raising money for charity. And that doesn't stop you for still spreading misinformation and disinformation and lies. That doesn't do anything of the sort. And a lot of people out there need to fucking move past that argument because that is such a deflection, that it's just a way to get around accountability for things that are actually said.
Well, Jeremy will go on a virtue signal. It's great that he does that. More power to them. But still, it doesn't do anything for what they do all the rest of their content.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm gonna breeze through the last couple of people here. Ben, thanks for waiting, man. What's on your mind?
Hey, Matt, thanks for hosting an open forum. Just a couple of things. I think, like, what you're saying about this being a business decision, it absolutely is. Like, I do watch Ben Shapiro, and I do agree with a lot of stuff he says. I don't agree with other stuff he says.
No, I get it.
Right. But, like, where's the Roseanne TV show? Where's, like, the Hartley Sawyer? If this is really about uncanceling people that have been canceled, where are the other celebrities that have been canceled? Why not bring those over? Well, because Gina Carano is currently creating all the buzz.
Yeah, that's why. That's exactly why.
Yeah, it's a real shame that we're losing such a great character in Cardoon, because I really enjoyed her. And if what they're saying about Carl Weathers is true, then he's also out. I mean, that's 2 birds with one stone. And like, so John Campy was also saying that she was not only warned, but she promised that she wouldn't do it again to Disney's face. So like, it's just a shame that like she couldn't like.
Because she never, let's be real here. Like if she would have apologized, it's not going to be real. It's just, it's lip service to get out of trouble. It's what happens when you corner a 5-year-old, you catch a 5-year-old with their hand in the cookie jar. And then you're like, well, are you stealing a cookie? No. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, okay. Like you turn your back, they're going to go do it again. If they don't, that's the whole point is like, it's not real. It's not real. But the thing is like, look, I a lot of people out there, they want to support her, and I get why they want to support her. Okay. I get it. And, those of us here, we're like, we don't want her fired. We've been pretty open about that. And, it's the whole notion that she still put herself in this position after being repeatedly warned, so that's the problem. And you're right. What about Roseanne? Well, Roseanne got, I think, shoehorned as well. She got screwed in that deal as well. I don't know how much I buy the Ambien argument. But I got what she was trying to say. She said it poorly.
That would have been amazing if they addressed it on the show in the storyline of her.
Yeah, well, they kind of did. They kind of did because she OD'd on pills. That's how they got rid of it.
No, I mean her saying something that other people perceive racist or something, and then her having to deal with that. That would have been amazing television. That's what I think they should have done.
So, well, real quick here, Joe Cronin says, cancel culture, SJWs canceled her. It was okay for everybody else to talk about what she did. And then he says he cancels Disney Plus. Well, you wasted your time canceling it. I mean, I think she repeatedly said stupid shit for months. It wasn't a one-time thing. That's what we're talking about here. It's not a one-time issue. It's that, hey, maybe don't, as we're leading into, the biggest show on our platform that you're a part of. And she kept saying stupid stuff. And it's like, have your opinion, but word it in a way that's not going to make you look like a fucking loony.
Okay, but I want to ask, like, does she have a way back to Star Wars? Like, she took this deal with Ben Shapiro. Does she have a way back if she wants to? What would she have to do to if she wants?
I mean, at this point, nah. And she hasn't attacked him. But when she immediately goes over and she's like, I can now live my dream. I'm a lot more freer than I used to be. I can say what's on my mind, just means more dumb things are going to be coming. And that's going to be the issue. So no, there's no way back to Star Wars. There's just not, unfortunately.
And what do you think her future is at the Daily Wire? Because it could be
one and done.
Wow.
I'm not saying, okay, well, YouTube here says if Mel Gibson can come back, she can come back too.
Mel Gibson's a lot more talented, even though he's problematic.
It took like 10 years. And
not only that, I'm sure he didn't return back to the same studio, so I'm not sure.
No,
and he directed movies. He was directing movies. Like he did Hacksaw Ridge, which was up for Academy Awards.
That was an amazing movie.
And it's like, so then he's doing like movies like Fat Man, lower budgeted movies. Like Dragged Across Concrete, and that movie where there was a heist in Panama, or whatever the fuck it was, Puerto Rico, that one that came out earlier last year that everyone got upset about, so he did a bunch of smaller stuff, but he's been working his way back. He's been working his way back up there. This is the whole problem. She's got to, she did the same thing. But
compare the talent though, the talent of Mel Gibson to her in the acting part is there.
Well, yeah. And then, but then I'll hold over here. Shiftyism says Mel had folks like Robert Downey Jr. backing him, which is true because he paid for Robert Downey Jr. The insurance on one of the movies that Downey Jr. was going to be on because he was considered a flight risk because of his problems. So it's like,
I didn't know that. Well, do you know which film?
I want to say that it was like the Shaggy Dog that Disney did. That's what I'm thinking of. It could have been Gothica or something along those lines. It was something around 2003 to 2005, I think. But the problem, yeah, and like, AJ here says that Mel Gibson is a 10 out of 10 director. I'm not saying Gina can't come back, but her way back now is harder than it's going to be for her going in. It is. It just is. I mean, It's just like now
She was
it's
barely starting. She was just starting.
she was established. She was established. I think we need to acknowledge that Gina Carano with The Mandalorian became more of a household name than ever before with the UFC. But people know her for a multitude of different things. She was liked as a character actor because she'd come on in franchises like Fast and Furious and Deadpool and whatnot, and people liked seeing her because she's charismatic. I liked her. I loved her in Deadpool. I thought she was great in that movie, and I liked her in Fast and Furious, and I like her as an actor. But it's, the thing is, right now the political climate, her teaming up with Daily Wire is not going to translate outside of that circle unless, I'll be fair, I'll make this claim right now, it's only going to work if she starts winning awards. If she wins awards, it's a whole different game. All right, it's a whole different game. If she starts winning awards, that's a faster way back. But do you guys really see that happening?
No.
I mean, she could win an award for stunt if they ever decide to make a stunt category.
And they should, and they absolutely should. That is a big problem with Hollywood, is that stunt actors and effects artists, they get shafted. The people behind the scenes that you don't see, the below the line people, they do a lot of the lion's share of the work, and they get shafted. And that is true. And I think that stunt work should absolutely be up for an Oscar, and I would support her being nominated.
I don't know. What are the other categories that get shafted? Not VFX, but
sound. I mean, there's sound design, there's sound mixing, there's scores, there's all sorts of things. But it's like sound design and sound mixing are Oscars, but it's like and they have best visual effects and best costumes. But in the stunt are really what gets left out. Is what I'm trying to say. Stunt people get left out the most because it's not viewed as any kind of art form. But if you've ever seen the work that those people do, dang. I'd rather watch a stunt team.
Show.
Oh yeah, have you ever seen the behind the scenes on the fight scene for BVS, the warehouse scene with Batman? Have you seen how they planned that? It was insane. Like there's a whole video on YouTube about it. But anyway, man, I'm gonna let you go, Benjamin. I got to get to couple more people.
All right,
and then I'll fuck off. But all right, appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. All right, so I know we're trying to get the people here. All right, JP, you've been waiting a while.
Yeah, no, I've been suffering from really bad lag issues for some weird reason. I had to log on 3 different times.
StreamYard gets a little bit crazy. Are you on your phone?
I am now. I was on my iPad.
Okay, yeah. If you're on a tablet, if you're on your phone and you're using StreamYard, if you migrate away to anything else like another browser, it bogs it down. So you got to be on that consistently. It's the unfortunate side effect of it.
Noted for next time. But yeah, I got to say, Matt, that the past 48 hours has just been like life energy for me. I have been enjoying this. And it's not that I don't like Gina at all. It's just this situation is just so damn humorous to me. It's like you've had one job. All you have to do is just keep your mouth shut. And that's all you do. And I talked to a buddy of mine about it. It's like, if I work for company X and I do home deliveries and I say racial slurs to, the people in their home, I'm going to get fired. There's no doubt about that. So I don't know what you expect,
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people, they're trying to justify a lot. They're trying to justify things, and they're trying to justify, they're trying to justify shitty opinions. And that's the sad thing about it is Gina could have just come out and said this is what I mean. I just said it wrong, which is not even,
whatever. If she tried a little bit.
If she tried a little thing, it would have been seen as being something entirely different. But if she was warned multiple times that this is adding to the tumultuous nature of our country during a pandemic and a hotly contested presidential election, and what you're saying is at this point being disproven across the board, you're making us look bad because we're trying to promote. See, because think about it like this. For Disney, they're trying to reopen Disneyland. They've been shut down for almost a year. Right. Masks are a big factor in California. Social distancing is a big factor. When you have a star of their biggest streaming show saying, "Well, that doesn't fucking matter. That doesn't mean it. It's all bullshit. It's all pointless. It's communism. It's tyranny. It's authoritarianism," which is the kind of shit she was saying on Parler and on Instagram and on Twitter. Through memes, because this is a lot of the time what Republicans do, conservatives do. They hide behind memes.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
My girlfriend's mom does it all the time.
It's all these things until it isn't. That's like I live in I live in one of the deep South states. I have to deal with conservatives all the time. Some are in my family. The logic is not there. I totally get that. But like I want to say this. I'm not trying to do like a shout out or anything, but it's like there was another YouTube channel that I was subscribed to, but like he did a whole rant video on this issue, and it's just like he did the thing. Oh, it's about freedom of speech. It's about this. And I'm like, bro, are you really trying to die on this hill? Like, this is not a good look for you. I mean, the mindset is just not there for me. I just don't understand it.
Well, there's a problem, the left and the right. People are just addicted to social media and they can't stop. Like everyone says, "Oh, Twitter's horrible, it's cancerous." But those are the people
fucking love Twitter.
But those are the people that are most addicted to it. Like, why can't you just be quiet? If things get too hot for me, I go cold on the internet for a little bit.
Well, I mean, like my experience on Twitter so far, and I've only been on it for like a year, but it's like I purposely go out of my way to try to be a positive influence on Twitter. I know that's rare, but I really do. Like, I see someone having a hard time, I try to, post something positive to try to lift their spirits up, because that's just the type of person I am. I just like to help people. But real quick, to go back to one of the comments you said about the charity work with the Fandom Menace, like this is coming from someone who was a member of the Fandom Menace himself until I noticed the pattern that you mentioned, Maddie. Like they harp on all this negativity, and it's like I noticed when Star Wars was fine, like when The Mandalorian came out, it took everything for Jeremy not to give it a compliment, and I was just like, bro, give them the dub, give them their freaking W, man. Like I just couldn't with it. That's why I left that crap. I'm like, yeah, I can support some of the stuff. Like I'm not a fan of the sequel trilogy at all. But I'm not gonna like sit there and just like berate people with it. Like it's just nonsense to me.
Social media requires outrage more often than not, in order to get attention. And so, yeah, when people like Jeremy, what you're talking about, Geeks and Gamers or Quartering?
Yes.
Okay.
Both. I don't.
Well, again, like how on YouTube you can see like who you're subscribed to.
You can turn that off, by the way.
I know, but it's like I know. It's just like the list of who I was subscribed to went down a lot one fateful Friday, because I was just like, I'm sick of all the negativity, man. Like I want more positivity. Like it's not good for my mental health.
I get you, man. I get you.
It's interesting with Jeremy. He kind of neutered his closer because he used to go after all the Raylos and stuff like that. He knocked that off after Trump got booted from office. I find that to be like an awfully mighty coincidence.
What? Please explain the coincidence, because I'm a little confused on that one, actually.
Okay, I'll explain the coincidence. Jeremy used to shit on the Raylos, right? All the time.
I was there for that part, yeah. Okay.
He stopped doing it once Trump got unelected. He said, "Oh, we need to be more positive." He made like some line, so he stopped saying the Solo lost money. He changed his closing to his videos. I found that to be absolutely fascinating. That could be a mystical coincidence. I have no causation. I only have correlation. But that's kind of funny, though.
I'm trying to find the line of like connection here, and I'm like, there isn't one. I don't see, because like, when you first said that, I was just like, wait, how is that? What?
Well, like you say, it could be coincidental.
Okay,
I'm not saying causation, but I find it to be definitely at least at the bare minimum a mystical coincidence.
I got you.
That's interesting. I honestly don't watch his content, so I literally have no idea.
I watch it occasionally. If I'm going to criticize his videos, I should watch it.
I can't watch for long, but like again, like when Theory was on there, I was like, wait, what the hell is Theory doing on here with this guy? I was like, what the hell's going on? Like I had to check to see. Like I know 2020 was wild, but I was like, okay, did 2020 just suck us into an alternate dimension or some shit? Like,
well, victimization culture is a big thing. People, if you're gonna always play the victim, you got to stick together. You got to keep the echo chamber going, and that's really what it is. And that really is what it is. That's why all these people are rushing out to try to get Gina come on. Like, oh no, let us play into this. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be a victim.
It's going to get them views for months.
Yeah, exactly. But all right, man, I'm gonna let you go, JP. So we can, because I'm coming up on. I got to exit out here in a second.
Oh, yes, sir. I understand. All right. Also, before I go, Benny, though, I wanted to say I've been with you for a while, though, and I do enjoy your content.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right.
No problem, man.
Have yourself a good one, man. Thank you. All right. Let's see here. We got Mike.
Mitch.
Is it Micah? Mitch. Sorry.
Mitch. No,
I
it's
wasn't
all
too
right,
sure there
man.
was. So you're going to be our last one of the day. So let's make it quick and good because I got to get going.
I appreciate that. I understand. I know you got to get to your kids and whatnot, and it's late on your side of the world. But I've been following you and watching you since the Ghostbuster 2016 incident. So it's good to see you still on.
Incident.
God,
Well,
yeah, man,
debacle.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. So I've been watching your channel for a long time. But anyway, though, I just want to know what's her end game because like you were saying earlier, I agree. I think she wanted to get fired, and I also do believe that she believes those things. Whether it was a stupid retweet that was the final nail in the coffin, I don't really care about her political views or whatnot. All I care about
Yeah.
is a great character. I do like the character Cara Dune. I'm not interested in cancel culture, but this is Disney. And Disney has strict rules. Like Disney doesn't even allow even like hinting to smoking in any of its live action, and especially in its animation department, where you can't even have smoking a character smoking. So for her, the anti-mask thing, okay, they may have like warned her and said, "Hey, cut that out. That's kind of, that's ridiculous. There's CDC guidelines, blah blah blah." But like you were saying in one of your previous videos that I made some comments on, the whole equating her plight of conservatism being persecuted by the left to the plight of of Jewish people during World War II. What? you know, I mean,
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And I know people out there are trying to defend it as, and I get the argument they're trying to make, but you can also say it in an entirely different way that is not going to be considered anti-Semitic or comparing yourself to the Jews in World War II. Like that's the thing is like the people that are desperately clinging on to defend the statement are woefully overlooking what is said in the statement. They're trying to argue the bigger picture, which I get, but there's better ways to argue it, right? Like, the propaganda from the Nazis turned neighbor on neighbor, which was able to then use them to round them up into camps. Okay, fine. That's what you're trying to say. That propaganda from our media is turning us against each other. That's a fair statement to make. That's very true. Maybe don't, equate it to the Jews. Maybe just don't do that. Maybe just find a way to not talk, because and I did a stream the other night and I brought it up and I gave this whole 5-minute spiel about Joseph Mengele, who was the angel of death, the doctor from Auschwitz. And I talked about that, like the shit that he did. And I'm like, and I did that specifically to point out that there are monsters that came out of that whole thing, right? This is not anywhere near the same thing. And to even make that association, to make that assumption is not only illogical, it is unethical, it is ignorant, and it's wrong. And that's the whole fucking point is you got to find a way to make your argument better, and a lot of people out there argue, they don't think that they have to. They never think that they have to because they can just hide behind this whole free speech thing. And I am pro free speech.
Me too.
But you also are going to have consequences for saying stupid, dumb shit.
Right.
And that's the other factor of it too.
I mean, like you said, I agree that it was poor judgment. It was done the analogy was done poorly in my personal opinion as well. And no one's saying that, of course, I mean, I just think that her moves, this hill that she's, this cross that she's trying to bear is just really idiotic. And to lose the possibility of a very successful show, because that cancel Disney shit, if it hasn't worked in the last 8 years, or at least in the last 5 years with the sequel trilogy, it ain't gonna work now. People are flocking to Disney Plus. You have the Disney Vault. You got, the Mandalorian's on the rise.
The MCU shows are starting.
Yeah, Mando is a big one. The MCU shows.
WandaVision is a huge hit right now. I personally didn't care for the first episode, but that's another story. But I mean, it's promising. I doubt seriously in a year or two
this is going to be, there's not going to be any noise on this. Yeah, Ted Cruz may have tweeted some stupid mess, but who the hell cares about Ted Cruz anyway, except for some wacky people in general? I'm anti-cancel culture. I don't. I think that Disney had every right to fire her if they needed to for whatever actions she was not complying with her employer. Do I think that she should never get a job again? Of course, she should get a job again. But to me, she was pushing it to like she deliberately wanted to get to stir up some nonsense.
Yeah.
And this
Well,
whole thing
especially
about
if she was warned. If we actually found out for sure she was
Well,
warned.
Here's the biggest kicker, by the way. How come there's been no wrongful termination lawsuit filed?
Right.
Right? Or talked about.
I didn't even think about that.
There's been
right.
no claims of wrongful termination. There's been, because the way it works is like they have to, in most cases, like California is a right to work state, but in a lot of situations they give you multiple warnings. Like I got fired from the theater that $3 Theater came from back in 2011, and I filed for unemployment, and they tried to deny me unemployment, saying that I caused a bunch of damage to the company, which is not even fucking remotely true. And then I had to go through the process of defending that, and I ultimately won, because I was able to prove that my boss was a fucking idiot and set me up to fail. And as a result of that, I won, and he got fucking booted. He got booted when the owners of the company were able to look at the statements I provided, showcasing that like there were some problems here. And they were like, "Oh shit!" I got the call a month later that like he had been outed. Turns out he was stealing. I didn't catch him for stealing, but I got him for altering documents, right? And and that's the whole point. Is like he was altering end of the night paperwork in order to fluff up our sales to give him a bigger bonus at the end of the month, because managers at theaters get a bonus based on concession sales. So he was pumping those numbers up in order to give himself bigger money. This was a cash-based business back in the day. So that shit's easy to manipulate, right? All I'm saying is like, if she feels she was wrongfully terminated for speaking her mind, for speaking her opinion, then where is the wrongful termination claim? Now she knew, but then again, Lucasfilm has also not said anything publicly. They have not issued a statement publicly. They've talked, behind the scenes source, is what mentioned this, and that's been the go-to. But they haven't denied it either. And she at this point is confirming it by signing up with the Daily Wire. So it is that issue. It's funny. Yeah,
I don't think that's good for her film career, but I don't know.
I'll cheer on if she becomes a success. I don't
want to see her fail, but I just don't see that as a vehicle for success.
Would you bet on it? No,
absolutely. I would short. If it were a stock, I'd short it. That's what I would do.
You GameStop it.
Do you think she's in season 3?
No, they haven't even shot it yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, principal photography starts next year, I think, right?
No, next month.
Oh, next month. Excuse me. I'm thinking of something else.
I think it was a pretty poor move on her part, because regardless to whether those were going to be successful, that was just money she just pissed away down the drain. But,
millions upon millions of dollars.
Yeah. People keep talking about Pedro, and it's like, dude, he just got cast as the lead in the Last of Us show. Like, he's fine.
They're saying do you guys think it's an equal comparison or false equivalency?
No, I don't think so, because he shut up after that.
Well,
he probably apologized in private and whatnot, but he calmed down right after he made that statement about Nazis or whatnot. Granted, it was wrong, and I don't think it's the same deal. Like what Matt and what people have been talking around for a while now. She kept putting out very controversial statements or posts or whatever, and she was feeding into that. And if it's true, like what Matt was saying earlier, that she was warned more than 3 times on occasion, she was, she either knew she was on the chopping block, or she wanted to be on the chopping block. It doesn't seem like she didn't have.
And I said that last week too. I said that on Twitter last week. I'm like hot take. Or Gina's trying to get fired, and then this week she's fired. So, Jarbodamus, okay, let's just speak.
No, you did.
Well, Matt, I just want to say thanks, man. Take care, guys. I'm gonna get out
I gotta go get my kids up here, man. I got to get my kids up from their
You
naps.
guys take
So,
care. All right. Thank you.
You too.
all right, man. I appreciate it. Have a good one, man. Thank you very much. All right, guys.
Oh, you're at 83 thumbs up, 82 thumbs down. Can we get another thumbs down?
Yeah, let's do it. Do it. Come on, guys. Even it out. I don't want there to be more likes than dislikes. I want equality.
Oh,
okay?
there's 84 thumbs up now.
No, damn it. Right, hold on. I'm gonna go dislike the video.
There you go.
There we go. Okay.
86.
85 to 84. We're getting there. I want equality. There we go. That's how you know. I guess
Ryan Johnson this bitch with this video.
Yeah, baby. That's how you do it. So anyway, guys, where as we wrap this thing up here, where can people find you?
On Twitter, I forget my Twitter handle. I'm not a very good guest. I'm sorry.
You're like, hold on.
Firestarter.
I added a bunch of numbers at the end of it.
Did you delete your Twitter? Because
No, I suspended it for a month, and then I came back and redid the handle. It's not Firewater Effects anymore. It's
okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm ruining everything.
Well, no, because you DM me the other day, and I'm like, I don't see the DM here, which is why I'm asking. So,
Oh no! I've been believe me, I've been active.
I don't know where the fuck is it then. Okay, and no, there you are. Your Firewater 761824.
That sounds good to me. Thank you so much.
There you go. I had to find it for you, which is weird. Anyway,
I apologize for that.
All right, and Max, where can people find you?
Movie Madness Entertainment. You could find Firestarter there a lot too. He's starting a lot of fires. Have a great conversation. It was cool to be on the show with both of you.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, I
This was pretty
appreciate
good.
the opportunity to come on.
So, if you guys want to hear more of my hot takes, I will be over on the vodka stream tonight with Dave the Film Junkie at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or maybe 8:15 Pacific Standard Time. We're gonna be going over the week's events. It's gonna be probably spicy because they're all gonna get drunk and I can't, so I'm just gonna get real salty. And then if you guys want to check out more of what I do, you can check out PODIO Commentary. It's my new side channel. Link is in the video description, where I talk about the history of movies like Cloverfield and the failed Halo movie, which is going to be going over there here pretty soon. So that's something to check out. Link is in the video description, and I like doing that kind of stuff. That's my positivity to the whole fucking thing, because it's all shit right now anyway. So anyway, that's where we are, guys. I'll talk to everybody on the flip side. Thank you again to everyone who was here, and you know what? Just be careful what you say on social media, because it will fuck you.